the 08. A couple videos ago, I did this mass unboxing of a load of stuff I got on a massive job lot, and in there was 3 locos, a Britannia, this 08, and a DMU. My original plan was to make videos about all 3, me just getting them to run, improving how they look, stuff like that, simple things. I filmed the Britannia video, I wasn't happy with it. I need to get bits for the DMU, and that leaves the 08. I want to swap the wheels at one point, but that won't really change this video whatsoever. I probably would have cut that out anyway because it's really fiddly and really annoying to do. But yeah, let's get it out of the box. Oh yeah. I believe this version of the 08 was made very shortly after trying to swap to a different type of plastic, because it still has the early couplings, but it's not warped. Unless I'm wrong, tomorrow morning it's like a banana. So this diesel runs, it's very limped, it's very staggered. I've not serviced it. It was literally pull out the box, chuck on the track. Is there any life? And yeah, there's life. You know, it needs a service. The wheels are filthy, I imagine the pickups are filthy, but there is life in it. One of the nice things about this 08 is just how complete it is. Yeah, it's missing one step there, but other than that, it's all complete. There's no cracking, there's nothing. There's no cracks, everything's there, besides that one step. I got another one of these triang 08s, and yeah, it's a lot rougher. When I first did this channel, the original video I was going to film was this being restored. Well, restored. And just getting the chassis running. And yeah, that plan didn't follow through. The footage corrupted halfway through the recording, so you know, I just sort of got banged out of luck with that. But you can see here how it's all smashed at the back. When I got this, the back of the cab was actually not even connected to it. The plastic in these really like to crack. So you got your 2 options. You can have a banana, or you can have a pile of shards. I'd like to come back to this guy one day and give him proper steps, just so he's more complete. But you know, I got it for free in like a part lot, so you know, I didn't know it was even in there till I was opening it all up, and I just found it in there. So free model, I guess. The first order of business with this guy was to be giving it power, seeing what it does, and then moving on from there. Compared to usual, where I was having an alligator clip coming onto the chassis somewhere over here, I want to do it for the wheels this time. I just want to make sure there's proper connectivity, getting from the wheels to the motor. So there is a little bit of life coming from these wheels. Not much, but it's better than nothing. Let's open her up. These triang 08s just have a simple screw at the back. Later versions, once they all got retooled by Holby Railways, you just push it and it slides off. This version has an automatic uncoupler on the back, so when you just slam your diesel to a stop, the little weight makes the coupling go up, and this little ramp here makes all your wagons come off. It's actually really annoying when you're trying to run your train properly. You can actually see that the principle of the chassis is still relatively similar. Your motor just connects straight to the chassis block, and then 2 wheels are insulated, and those are the ones with the pickups. And then the rest of the power is just drawn from the chassis block and all the connecting metal. The 08 actually uses the same chassis as the Panya and the Ginty. All they do is add this metal block here and a little bracket for the retainer screw at the back. This is a way later version where they just change it to one metal block instead of having it be stamped steel with little metal inserts in between. I'm going to start by taking the chassis apart. I want to clean the commutator, I want to clean the pickups, and I just want to clean anything that's metal on metal contact, just so it's all going to be nice and clean and has the best chance of working. I don't know how good this motor is, but it's not that big of a deal if it's dead, because I have a million of them. There you go, like night and day. These triang chassis have these little bits of paper in there. It's literally just an insulator to stop that copper strip there from touching the underside of the chassis block and shorting itself out. These tear all the time and they're a real pain in the ass. You can make your own at home, but they just never quite sit in there right. Clean the pickups, but for the wheels, I'm just going to put the motor back in, give it power, and then just put the track cleaner on it. Just be lazy that way. Oh, she's a dirty girl, she is. Magnet feels surprisingly strong as well, so that's a really good sign. Hopefully the burn marks on the coil aren't really foreshadowing for anything, but we'll see how it goes. So a new thing I've been trying is using the brushes on the track rubber. I don't really condone doing them, but that's not because it doesn't work, it's because I don't know what the consequences are. So it does, you know, I've had good results with it, but I can't condone it because I don't know what the long-term side effects are. But I'm going to put caution to the wind and do it anyway. That's a lot better. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better. There's foam pads here and here. It's just so oil can actually get down to the bearings. You would oil these little pads, it would soak up with oil, then just over time it would slowly release it onto the shaft and the bearing, just letting the motor run easier. The quickest way to kill any motor is just putting strain on it. Constant strain is the easiest and quickest way to kill any of them. I'm not going to axle the oils because last time I did that, I made a massive headache for myself with the motor not getting proper connectivity. Power was going to the wheels, but because of the oil it was just sort of stopping the whole metal on metal contact from happening, so it just wasn't getting power to the motor. I made it a really jerky runner. I know you can get conductive oil, but I don't have any, so I'm not going to use it. Simple as. Chassis back together. How funny would it be if it doesn't run now? I'm joking, that won't be funny, I'll be livid. Oh, there we go. So after I clean the wheels on here, there's a couple of cosmetic things I want to do. I want to blacken out the contacts here where you can see it sticking through the chassis. I want to blacken the wheels, and I want to paint these side rods red because I think it looks nice. And that's all I'm going to do. And maybe paint the ends of the buffer housings red. Outside of that, that's probably all I'm going to do to this. I quite like the hasn't been messed around with much, so I want to leave it mostly original because I don't actually have any of these old triang ones in good shape, so it'd be nice to have one in good shape. A fun fact about these were actually made up until the mid-thousands, I believe, because of the Hornby Thomas range. They just took one of these and a modern-ish chassis, slapped Diesel's face on it, and then no printing, no BR emblem, no number, no nothing, and just called it Diesel. They're surprisingly sought after now. They're not crazy money, but they're more than what they should be for this. But, you know, so is the rest of the Thomas range. It's all vastly overpriced. And I've just looked inside the body shell. It's full to the brim of just, it looks like fluff. I can't tell if you can see it, but it's all just fluff in there, so that's fun. I'll give the body a wipe over before I put it back on. For this I'm going to use acrylic paints because it gives me a much duller and flat look compared to my Revell blacks. They're quite glossy compared to, well, this. This is going to give me a more desirable finish, what I want, so I'm going to use this. Yes, what can go wrong having bare paint on the table with models. recently Bachmann's released their new Class 13 diesel shunter, and all it basically is, it's 208s coupled together, and you have your master and your slave unit. The slave unit doesn't actually have a proper cab, so it's, you know, it's 208s put together with a gimped front one. It gives you double the power, but for double everything else, so all the pros and all the cons get doubled. They wanted about 400 quid for one, so considering I don't have 400 quid to spend on a model, I think it'd be really fun in a later video to actually try and make one out of, I don't know, maybe a pair of Lima ones, because they have all like the nice side rods and stuff. But that's also something else I could come back to and see if there's conversion kits for this guy to give him, you know, the proper side rods instead of what, you know, Triang did, which was bodge their way out of it. Bit of a random time to bring that up, but yeah, I literally just remembered about it. Anything that I think had the slightest chance of being seen through the chassis is now being blackened. So yeah, I'm going to go over the contacts again because you can still see them shining through. While I wait for the paint on this guy to dry, I'm going to do the side rods. When it comes to quickly cleaning dirty local bodies, I like to just take a massive paintbrush and just do this. I find that 9 times out of 10, it'll get the worst of any dust and gunk off. Anything that stays afterwards just requires a little bit of elbow grease to get going. But yeah, ready to return the body to the chassis. And there we go, she's all back together. So, how about we see her run? Thanks so much for watching the video. I upload every Saturday, and well, that's all I got this week for you. Until next week, bye bye now.